Hi folks, I'm Mitch Weiss.
I'm Peggy Reed, and we're back with our fourth homemade podcast, brought to you by the Pain in the Assets course and Rutgers Arts Online.
In the aftermath of the 2008 economic collapse, much was written about the difficulties that recent college grads had in finding jobs that coincided with their education, skills, and interests, and also that paid them enough to get by.
Those who found themselves stuck in situations like that were referred to as underemployed.
The concern that Peggy and I have today, and the concerns that are being expressed to us by our students in their weekly assignments, is for a repeat of that scenario once we all get past this emergency, which is why many of them are talking about part-time gigs, freelancing, if you will.
We cover this topic in the entrepreneurial half of our course. For example, media design and graphic arts majors can compete for commissioned work on their time on sites like crowdspring.com. We also talk about the critical importance of certain financial concepts for freelancers. Take, for example, the cash conversion cycle.
The cash conversion cycle measures the time it takes to acquire the resources you need to produce a product or deliver a service, make the sale, collect the money, and pay your bills. For example, you're headed for trouble if your bills come due before your customers pay you for the work that you did for them.
Which is why when we teach this topic, we stress the importance of fully describing the product or service you propose to deliver over a specified period, specifying the price you require for your work, detailing the payment terms you require.
Peggy's last point speaks to avoiding the problem I just described, your bills coming due before your clients pay theirs. Let's say you're a photographer and your side hustle is weekend weddings. You've bought the equipment and the supplies, and you may need to pay for an assistant or two, depending on the project. In other words, you've got setup costs that need to be covered before and throughout your gig. So what do?
Require an upfront payment to get you started and establish a series of milestones to cover the costs you incur along the way. The final payment, which you take in exchange for your completed work, can then represent your profit.
The last point we make to freelance wannabe is to explicitly state your policy for assessing late payment fees. Take a look at the bottom of a credit card statement or for any other loan or service that's invoiced, and you'll notice at the bottom how late payments will be charged a fee that typically amounts to 1.5% per month or 18% annual interest. No freelancer should enter into any agreement with a client that does not provide for this. Why?
Because if your client doesn't pay you before your bills come due, you're going to have to come up with the money you owe some other way. From savings, or in a pinch, a credit card advance, or another form of borrowing that comes at a cost, one that can eat up whatever profit you planned on earning.
The point is, many of you have the talent, education, and drive, which happen to be among the entrepreneurial qualities we emphasize, to supplement your income with this activity. Some actually plan on launching their ventures this way. For example, the person who manages my website worked part-time in the faculty training area of another university where I also teach. I met him when he was a junior and was so impressed with his knowledge and the manner in which he worked with me on a project that I hired him to set up my website and organize my digital strategy when he graduated. That was 9 years ago. He's still managing my site, and those are dozens of other clients.
There's a great deal of employment uncertainty now, and it's likely to persist when the country reopens for business in the hopefully not too distant future. One of the things that we talk about in the course is having a second way out of the room. Freelance work can be just that, whether it takes the form of a part-time endeavor or a full-time venture. Either way, embrace the reality. You're an entrepreneur.
Thank you for tuning in once again. Until next time,
Stay safe, be well.